You don't need the headphones, dude.
I can hear the.
Yeah, you can hear it.
In fact, do you like Jason Mrazball?
Jason Mrazball.
Jason Mrazball.
Is this in tribute to Dow for some reason?
Well, it was in your closet. All right, shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Passively Offside. As always, my name is Taylor. I am your host extraordinaire. In the studio with me, like every week, if you don't know, Splenda, Brandon, and Nephi. We are the team of Passively Offside. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
You guys doing all right?
Got up in your space.
I didn't know we were having a celebrity today.
A little bit.
We have a celebrity
We have a
today.
celebrity.
Will you introduce our celebrity?
This is the Jason Mrazball,
Jason
everybody.
Mrazball.
Everyone give him a round of applause.
Golf claps only, though.
Oh, yeah.
Golf class only and Jason
You know what?
Mrazball.
We all did that with you.
That was really nice,
Yeah,
actually. We actually,
I'll
when you were out of the room, we came up with the sport, Jason Mrazball.
What's the rules?
So you always have to have a fedora on, and no goal score counts if you lose your fedora.
Okay.
You can only play barefoot.
Yep.
Or in sandals.
Or in sandals.
sandals.
Tivas.
They have to be fair trade.
Yes.
Fair trade Tivas.
Do you have to be wearing socks, too?
No.
No socks
okay.
allowed.
Okay.
In fact.
Just checking with socks and sandals.
And there, instead
You
of
can ride a fixie if you're a midfielder.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and
I just thought of that one.
That was a good one. Instead of cooling breaks, there are acoustic guitar breaks, so you can play your acoustic guitar.
Also, headers scored while wearing your fedora. The number has to stay on.
Staying on the head.
Score 3 points.
Yeah.
3.
So then I guess no type of glue adhesive is
No-
allowed.
No adhesives, just super
Okay.
tight hats.
Super tight hats.
Super tight hats. All right.
Okay.
All right, let's actually have a podcast. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us, guys. This is going to be a fun one. You guys know we actually just talked to Boris. He is, of course, out of town. He is not going to make it today.
No.
Honestly, he's got a big job today. You guys know we just talked to him. He's in Brazil working as Neymar's wheelchair mechanic, which is a full-time job.
Now it's a full-time job.
I mean,
You know.
Sorry. I just
you okay?
picture in my head of
The best part about these, by the way, the only people that usually know about them is Splenda and I, because Splenda usually comes up with them, and I'm the host.
I can just see Boris now in like a full like mechanic
suit.
suit,
Yeah,
with
with a jumper.
but it's ripped somewhere.
All I'm
Love you,
picturing
Boris.
is the ridiculous hot rod that is now Neymar's wheelchair.
I was hoping
Leaders
there's
on the
Hold on,
That's
that's
he's
Yeah.
I'm
painting
picturing
it right now.
I'm picturing well, and this might come off like not good, but with Boris's background, heritage even. Go ahead. I deserve
I'm
it.
letting you go.
It's worth it.
Go ahead.
Play on.
I'm
play
picturing
the
some hydraulics in the front. I'm picturing 20-inch rims, and I'm picturing a sub and amp strapped to the back of it.
Can we say it'll have Neymar on the back of it in that lettering?
You know what?
Is that
I was going to say
terrible?
I was hoping that Brazil had put Neymar in, and then Boris was going to wheel him out.
That would have been better.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway,
With
let's
the picked out.
let's jump in here again.
Let's
Boris
get
is
going.
not able to get on the show tonight. He is just in a situation where he can't call in today. That's okay. He's with us with spirit, in spirit,
In
Steven?
spirit.
Inspiring.
In spirit.
Within spirit.
Within spirit.
Within-
Let's talk scores. We, of course, vote for who we think is going to win games every week. This week was 11 games, I think.
10 or 11 games, yeah.
Anyway, scores for this week, none of us did well.
Good.
Splenda and I each got 1.
Yeah.
You won. You got 4,
I
Yeah,
know.
you killed it.
which still sucks.
I know.
Ugh.
Anyway, scores up to date. I have 40 out of 124. Boris has 48 of 124. Brendan has 43 of 122. Nephi with 38 of 114. And Splenda, you have 32 of 114.
He's creeping in.
Yeah.
It's creeping in a little
I'm coming
bit.
up from the back, you guys.
Coming up the back.
I'm only 2 below Taylor.
the
I'm going to pick it up this week.
You're going to pick it up. That was a great week, guys. Thanks
Guys.
for your...
Great week. Selfie. Good job.
And that
guys.
leads us to our first topic. Yellow card for Splenda for taking a selfie. Let's talk about Dwyer.
That was awesome.
Let's talk about Dom Dwyer. I don't have that picture. Crap.
Oh, man.
I just thought of it too. I didn't even plan to put it up,
That
but
would have been great.
That
It's
look
all
good.
over the MLS website. If anybody wants to see it,
I'll-
it's all
yeah,
over.
it's all over that. I'm
post
going to try to look it up real quick. But
We can
if
post
you
it.
didn't know, Dom Dwyer scored a goal for Kansas City,
Yeah.
and then immediately ran over to the Cauldron,
Mhm.
grabbed someone's phone,
No, see, I actually heard it was different. I heard that he actually ran two. He had one stashed.
Yeah, he had his phone. He had his phone
Mm.
stashed with a security officer.
Oh, okay.
Went
Okay.
and
I
grabbed
thought
it,
someone.
then ran over to the
Cauldron.
cauldron.
These sort of prop celebrations are with Sporting Kansas City. I mean, you look back at 2012's St. Patrick's Day game
Oh yeah.
with Kai Kamara, CJ Sapong doing the jig. This isn't the first
I love
time
them.
Sporting's done this.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to get the fans involved, and it gives them something to talk about.
So, I mean, really, the big thing to talk about here is he got a yellow card
Well, yeah.
for doing this. So, thank you,
sorry,
Splenda.
I'm sorry. I
Jeez.
thought I was on airplane mode.
So, I mean, I hate that he got carded for it. I think that's a joke.
Well, it's in the rule book.
It is not the selfie thing,
Not using the
but
prop.
But no, it's not even the props. It's leaving the pitch because he had to leave the pitch to get the prop.
Well,
Yeah.
if you listen to this last week's March to the Match, they actually read in the rule book where it deems it as a yellow card,
Okay.
and it's because of
But it's not a rule that's exactly followed.
Here's an awful picture of it.
Whoa.
Well,
He
it's
took like 3 selfies.
yeah. It crunched down on the web here, but I mean, Dwyer's in the bottom left there.
uh,
Our bottom center, and then
Somewhat. Let me. I can.
Sunny Saad that's in the other.
yeah,
That's
as soon as you saw it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you got Dwyer just straight middle down, and then Sunisad over to the left there, and then fans behind him. But there's a better one out there. This is the one that MLS Soccer has on their page. There's a better one out there where he's like surrounded by fans and stuff, and it's a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic picture, and it's depressing that he gets a yellow card for that.
But is it though? I mean,
No.
you look at the same thing. Like, was it? I know Terrell Owens has done it in the NFL, or somebody ran over. They grabbed the cell phone out of the goalpost and they called their mom after they scored a touchdown. I mean,
Yeah.
guys have been doing this kind of thing for years.
But why a yellow card?
Because the rule is
Language.
that if a celebration in any way can, I can't remember the terminology. It's pretty much don't celebrate so it can make the other team mad.
like
Taunting, yes.
unsportsmanlike conduct.
I don't feel that was unsportsmanlike.
I don't feel like it was
I don't think
either,
it
and
was
that's my
unsportsmanlike.
point.
There was no taunt there.
And players leave the pitch and go to the sidelines all the time,
Yeah.
so you can't say that was
Well,
why
that
he got yellow.
isn't. But that is the rule.
And I get that.
And
But
here's-
if you're going to call that, you have to be consistent with
I
it.
agree. But here's the kicker. So the ref that was reffing that game
Mhm.
is a PRO or pro ref instructor for MLS's
Okay.
pro system.
Because I didn't know that.
So what he was probably doing was using this as an example.
Do you think they were in cahoots together then?
Yes.
Collusion.
Script has been written.
Script has been written.
FIFA's all over
Yep.
this thing.
Sucker.
Ripples all over the sucker.
Sucker.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I cut you off.
It's
Go
all,
ahead.
it's all right.
Worth it.
That's all I'm saying, though, is that it seems like he was just trying to make an example out of Dwyer because
Well, so can we expect this more with players jumping over barricades and
I
just
hope
going
so.
up to fans?
I hope not.
I hope not.
I think it's an absolutely asinine rule. You
Oh,
score
no,
a
no,
goal.
wait, sorry. I took it where, do you expect the players to keep celebrating in this
No,
fashion?
you expect them to get yellows
Oh,
for it.
yes, the show going to.
Keep the discipline even.
But
Well,
they haven't been.
But,
That's the
but
point.
Dominic Oduro didn't get one for eating the pizza.
That's what I was going to say.
Kai Kamara and
I guess
CJ
that's
didn't
true,
get
yeah.
one for the jig. The list goes on. There's more to
You know,
it
and
than
it,
just letting them blank
There are
right now.
hundreds.
you know, I
There are a
think probably
ton
the
of these.
Splenda has it where it's the ref is someone who teaches it, and it's probably, or whoever made that comment, that's Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon did.
And I was thinking, I'm like, wait,
Smarter than I
that's more of a Brandon.
I'm the guy with the perfect hair. Thank you.
I am
Yeah.
the guy with the
I'm
perfect
getting-
hair. I'm getting
Are you
rid of
gonna wear
this.
that? Oh.
I really think it's just
I don't want that
the
anymore.
ref's going to look back and say,
Bye, Mrazball.
this is the thing that is a yellow card worthy thing, whether other refs follow it.
I get that point. That is a very valid point. I just really hope it doesn't become a thing.
Because you'd really hate, like, say you got a yellow for a foul that was a yellow, and then this was his second
And then he
yellow,
gets, yeah,
and he gets ejected.
Well, and that's the same thing
for a
as-
celebration.
Yeah.
As somebody has that happened to one of the guys. I can't remember who it was. He got a second yellow for a celebration because he hopped over the barrier. Which in the rules, it's if you hop over the barrier.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you leave the playing field for a celebration, it's a yellow card, and that was his second yellow, and he was dismissed.
Which is a joke.
Well, and
That's a joke.
the other bad thing about this is going to also accumulate as yellow cards. So, I mean, now he's got another one on his name.
Well, and to add to your consistency argument you said a little bit earlier, just be consistent.
Yeah.
When the Chicago Fire scored their equalizer, because we all know that's all they do is equalizers.
They're in the business of drumming. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Their goal scorer
I quit.
left the field to celebrate, and he didn't get a card.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, the
That is
same ref.
inconsistent.
The same ref was.
So
in-
we can bring this all down to it needs to be more consistent.
If you're going to give yellow
It's either
cards
do it
for
or don't.
Okay.
One or the other.
100% one way or 100% the other, and I think it should be 100% no yellow cards for that. If they leave, I think if they leave the playing area, the entire bowl of the playing area, if someone goes up into the stands, like that beautiful video of the guy who jumps over into the stands
And
just like
applauds his own goal.
Yes. That was
the
awesome.
best video
Then,
ever.
then how about
And he didn't get a card, by the way. Fun fact.
Yeah, but that wasn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. It's not an MLS rule. It's a FIFA rule.
He had no fans there anyway, so who cares?
then
He
how
deserved
about Kubo Torres this last week after his bicycle kick goal where he did a Lambo leap-esque style
that. Into the
jump
yeah.
into the stands? Then he should have received a yellow because he left the playing field. He should have received a yellow then.
Okay.
So I think that at the end of the season, the MLS governing body is going to rewrite the rule book and amend that rule.
No,
To
They
make
won't.
can't. It's not their control. It's not their rule.
Well, even
It's FIFA's rule.
even if it was their rule, that wouldn't
It won't
happen.
be.
Okay.
They're not going to care that much about
Well,
it.
and
And
if
we're
they
not
rewrite
that
a
if
rule,
it if it starts to spiral out of control.
If
and if
we
they
were
have
more
to-
important, it might.
Yes.
if they rewrite a rule, it's namely because they have to admit they were wrong.
Yep.
Has MLS ever admitted they were wrong? Nope. Exactly.
Oh,
It's
darn
going
it.
to happen.
Anyway.
So
Thanks, Don Garber.
All right, let's move on because that was a good 10-minute conversation.
Yeah, about
Yeah,
yellow
that was
card.
great. Sorry.
That's a great conversation, though. It's a good one to have because stupid rule. Let's talk about RSL a little bit because we're an RSL podcast.
No, we're not.
No,
We're not an RSL
no, we're not.
RSL podcast.
But
It's just what I put
But
on.
and I-
But
I'm the only neutral, even though
we are not an RSL podcast, to remind you. We just live in Salt Lake City, and we are going to talk about RSL because RSL won this
yeah.
week. They did.
Yeah,
They won. Good for them. They won on PKs, though.
Yeah.
it was ugly.
How do we
Yeah.
feel about that game? Because that was a game that we were all there for. I missed a little bit because I was on the pitch yelling a lot.
I was really surprised that Beckman played.
Really?
Let me rephrase that. That he started.
I was going to say, I wouldn't have been surprised that he played. Starting after the crazy amount of distance. But then again, he didn't play the last
That's what I was
game.
gonna say. He
Played
didn't
in
play
So
the
he had
last
that
game.
time off.
And he's had a week.
Yeah, that's enough
That
for
was
his
a
recovery.
Yeah.
Well, you look at Seattle, and Yedlin didn't play, and Dempsey didn't play, but they played against Belgium.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fair to me.
Mix played
Well,
today.
mixed.
He put in a heck of a goal.
Did he score?
Yeah.
He did
Wow.
Good
on
for
his
him.
club side. It was great.
Good for him.
Yay, Rosenborg.
All right, so my big question for this, with Nick back, with Kyle back, can we expect RSL to be on the upswing, or was it just two lucky PKs?
I bet this next game will be another rough one, and then we'll start going up. Because it seems like RSL takes a little bit longer to get the momentum going.
Well, I mean, we had it at first.
We did, and then we
And
had
we
this
lost
2-week
it.
break, and we played it. There's not.
Well, and with this game, I didn't like with the most recent game that we just watched.
Mhm.
I don't feel like RSL played their normal style. I don't feel like we controlled the ball as well.
No.
We still beat them, as far as possession statistics
Yep.
are concerned. But
That's
it
standard
wasn't
for
like
RSL.
it wasn't like the way we usually beat
Well-
teams as far as possession is concerned.
Yeah, and
Usually we're looking at 60-40,
Yeah.
Yeah.
58-42, something like that.
Something crazy.
Yeah, we're looking at big differences. I think we only beat them by about 4%.
Something
I think
like
we're
that,
looking at
something low.
52-48.
the nice thing is we have a good, consistent team. The problem is that we have players who just aren't stepping up the way they should. Mostly Luis Gill. I don't think you've seen him have an impact yet. I know that Plata wasn't on his best game.
Wasn't nearly as dangerous and
Who
dynamic.
was our other forward playing that one? Was it Devin?
Yeah.
Sandoval.
Big
Yeah.
Sandoval? Yeah.
I
And Nico
haven't seen.
Montoya.
Yeah, I haven't seen Devin have a good game yet either this
And
season.
not in a while.
So it just seems like, we have a great consistency of a team, but no one's stepping up to make us better.
Okay.
Than
So
consistent.
we have RSL. I'll stop saying we because We got to stop doing that. RSL has LA at LA this week. How do we feel?
I think it's going to be an interesting game with everybody back. I think with Nick and Kyle back in training, guys are coming back from injury. Hopefully they hit their stride in training early this week and they can continue building some momentum. It's going to be a tough game because us and LA have been a pretty big rival.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
We have not lost to LA once this year.
out of 2 games or 1 game, 3 games already.
Yeah, because we played back-to-back at the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's true. I think this will be a big game for us mentally rather than physically. It's going to be a big emotional game for a lot of guys.
I really hope that we see a little bit of a tweak to the lineup, because if our other forward, whoever it is, besides Plata, isn't going to have that great of a game, I'd rather see them plug another person in the middle with, like, put Javier up a little bit and put Luis Gil in Javi's spot.
Okay.
Play Javier as well.
Are you looking at this just for LA?
Like a 4-1.
Yeah, but more of a 4-4-1. Yeah, 4-4-1.
Staggered.
But Javier playing the clean.
Well,
Yeah.
and let's be honest, though, the only other system we've ever seen RSL play is 4-3-3.
Yeah.
With a high pressure.
Well, and the thing
I
though
don't
is
know
you
that
could
they
still
can
do
play
a
4-4-1-1.
you still do the 4-4 with a diamond, and Javi's just playing up a little bit more.
Because I think it doesn't change too much of where they currently are. It just
No.
gives you that extra
I just-
midfield.
I just think with whoever our other forward is not giving us enough offensive in the final third. Just in the final third, it's not there.
That's true.
Cool. Well, this week's going to be interesting for them. I actually have it LA win.
Yeah, you and Boris.
Boris and I have it
got
as
a
LA
tie,
win.
yeah.
You have a draw. You have a draw. No, you have
I
RSL and you have a
RSL,
draw.
'cause, I mean,
I have a draw.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be a homer.
Someone's got to be the home.
Somebody's got to be a homer.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk Yedlin.
Yeah.
Yedlin is
Big
going
news.
to finish this season with the Sounders. And then where's Yedlin going?
No one knows. Yeah.
Well, where are the rumors?
The rumors are everywhere. There is the Roma rumor, but that isn't the only rumor.
That's the biggest one that's been coming out.
Say Roma rumor 10 times.
That is the biggest rumor that I personally saw.
Well, yeah,
I saw a lot of
that's
different ones, but that was the biggest one.
The Roma rumor?
The rumor.
the Roma rumor. You could go a lot of places.
So, well, that's the question. A lot of people are looking at Yedlin because Yedlin is young and very, very good.
Very
Mhm.
fast.
Very fast.
And you can get him on the cheap.
Yes.
That's the thing. You can get him on the cheap. You can keep him for a while. Again, well, let me ask this: how would Roma suit Yedlin?
Well, he won't. If he goes to Roma, he's going to be loaned out. He's not going to go and start for Roma.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
Pretty much, if he goes to any big name club, he's not going to start.
Well, yeah.
He could go to a bigger league and play for a smaller side team and start, but like you're talking Roma, any top four in any of the other leagues, he's not going to start.
Where would you like to see him go?
Oh,
Well, okay.
Bundesliga?
What would be? But what would? Do you even want
Do
to
you
go
want
to
Bundesliga?
What would be good for Yedlin?
Honestly,
What would be good for Yedlin?
him go to a tougher league and getting.
Him playing on a team that plays 4-3-3 with emphasis on having, like, instead of true left or right back, wing backs.
Yeah.
So, and this is just an example of that system, not a team you could actually be to play for, but Team Barcelona, for example, run that system. The wings are very dominant. The smaller side, you could probably get into the starting lineup within a year or two. With Swansea is another one.
Swansea.
Um,
Somebody's got to be the
Someone's
homer.
right
hey. After talking to some of the Swansea fans, they want him.
And
They want him
That
bad.
would be that honestly would be a good place for him to go.
I agree.
It would be a great place.
I agree.
And the best thing about Yedlin is this: he's got the technical skills, he's got the speed. All he needs polishing on certain areas that are teachable at his age.
Discipline.
Well, yeah,
He does
That'll
need-
come with maturity and
he does
age.
need-
This is
Yeah.
true. I mean, he's 21 right now.
is he 21?
Yeah,
I
he
think
just turned
did he
21.
just turn
He
21?
just turned
He did.
21.
Cool.
That will come with age.
Cool.
I mean, even get him for a couple of years, and then if he comes back, he'll
July 9th, 1993. Yesterday.
just
Oh.
one. So happy birthday, DeAndre.
Happy birthday.
Belated birthday.
Wish you were
Do
still
you
in the
want a
World Cup
fedora?
for your
Because
birthday.
it's down there.
Yeah, you can send it to you.
I don't know where to go with that.
I think
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think the number one thing for him going forward is just to be a professional and strap on his music every day.
Oh, it's been so long.
It has been. That's why I broke it out.
Good job.
All right.
Dusted it off.
How do we feel about Yedlin playing for the U.S. in 4 years? There's a lot happening within the next 4 years for the U.S. men's national team, but let's focus World Cup specifically. Yedlin goes off and plays in a EPL, Bundesliga, any team over there.
If he goes
I
and
feel
gets
comfortable
minutes,
with
then yeah. I mean,
Well, that's the thing. Are
Make
we?
it better.
Should we be concerned that he's not going to get minutes, and Jurgen's going to say you're not playing?
If he's not going to get minutes, he's going to do what every American has done since that
Come
started
back.
happening. He's just going to come back.
yeah,
I don't worry about that. A lot can happen in 4 years.
Yeah,
He'll go
that's-
somewhere. If he gets time, he'll stay there. If he doesn't get time, he'll come back.
Well,
He'll keep
and I
his
always
feet.
find that funny because I know we just came off the World
Well,
Cup
for a
cycle,
moment.
and everyone's like, "Okay, so what's going to happen in the next 4 years?" And people look at a lot of young players and they're like, "Well, can you see this guy on the roster? Well, he's not starting for any big team. Why am I caring if he's going to play in the next 4 years? If in the next 2 he plays and gets first minutes, then we can talk about it."
Well, and there's a
Yeah.
lot happening in the next 4 years. Gold Cup,
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of great
Gold
tournaments.
Cup,
World,
Copa America,
America.
Confederations
Confederations
Cup, next World Cup.
MLS Open Cup.
Why? Why did you do that? Did you really?
I just had to
I almost
say
want to
it.
shove
I
him
just-
off.
I was about to do that.
I just had to say it.
There's a corner right there.
I'm close enough. I can shove him off his chair.
No.
Let's not get physical.
Nope.
Let's move on. Let's actually move on past this. Yedlin, we hope the best for you, and again, happy birthday. You're never going to see this.
Yes.
Let's continue to talk about Seattle, actually. Seattle fell to Vancouver 1-0, and at Vancouver, by the way. Dempsey and Yedlin didn't play. You called that. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, all right.
Shh.
We know.
Part of it was part of it that they were back but not playing.
No.
Not that they were back and not playing, but that they weren't playing. Did you look at that lineup? That was hands down the weakest lineup for Seattle I've seen all year.
So did they not care?
Yes. Well, because they looked at.
Wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't say they didn't care, but they looked at this week and said this week matters more than that game because they played Portland for Open Cup and then they played Portland again, which we all know is the biggest rivalry.
So is
in MLS.
Seattle doing
Absolutely.
their thing again, where they just focus on Open Cup?
I think right now, yeah, because look at their standings. They're, I guess, after that lot, are they still 10 points above?
They're,
Not
they're
10,
a lot. They have a
7.
few
Are they
games
seven now?
now.
We are second with 38.
So they're
No,
7.
RSL.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. I
Gotcha.
gotta stop doing that.
So yeah,
RSL.
they've got a 7-point lead.
They have games to give.
Yeah.
To talk about.
So yeah,
I think that's partially why they did it. Got some younger guys some time and just said,
Yeah.
this is a game we can afford to lose.
and to be honest,
Just go
I
have some
think
fun.
they're starting to. I mean, one more quick thing about Yedlin. This, if he moves, because nothing's been on paper, if he moves, this will be MLS's first homegrown player moving out of the system.
True.
Great point.
Well, no, the biggest thing about that, though, is Seattle gets more money. Because
Sorry.
if they sell a player to, like, if they sell another player off to league, it gets split with MLS.
Yeah.
But with this, they now get a bigger percentage of that money.
Let's
So that-
talk standings real quick,
Okay.
actually, because we brought that up and we haven't actually gone through this ever. Really quick, just kind of going through the top 5. Seattle's at 35 points. Tied for second is DC United and Real Salt Lake with 28 points. Tied for third is Sporting Kansas City, Colorado Rapids, and FC Dallas. And then you have Vancouver Whitecaps and then New English Revolution. That is all over the place.
Wow.
Jeez.
Biggest shocker? DC United.
Yeah, they're at the top of the Eastern Conference right now.
One
What?
thing I want to point out now that we're looking at the standings.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that team right there that's catching up?
Chivas.
They're
Who
coming
you're
up.
trying to
So
put?
they won 2 games in a row.
We are three. And we're entering the twilight zone.
I know.
Chivas is only
I bet that's copyrighted. I still don't think we should do
Dang
that.
it.
Chivas is only
YouTube
5
pulls the plug.
points out of the playoff race.
Yeah. I know.
And
When was the last time we could say that?
And San Jose only
Other
has
than
2
the
points.
beginning of the season.
San Jose only has 2 points over Montreal Impact. That makes me feel good.
Wow, way to go, Earthquake.
I hate the Earthquakes. I'm sorry. We're an MLS podcast, but I hate them. They're awful. Just awful. All right, let's move on.
We blame you for the miss against Belgium.
No, that's not fair.
I do.
All right,
Your whole team. I blame everybody.
let's talk about Sporting.
Iran blames you for Steven Beitashour.
Let's talk about Sporting a little bit. Trying to cut you off. Shut up. So, as everyone knows, Sporting Kansas City are the defending, reigning MLS champs. They won last year.
Mhm.
This past week, they drew with Chicago at home, and they haven't been looking amazing recently. They've been a little wibbly-wobbly.
Their defense especially.
Yeah, and like you said earlier in the season, they go through their ups and downs. So my concern, or my question really, why? Why do they go up and down so much? And I want you to talk last because you're a Sporting fan. Why does Sporting go up and down so much?
Well, they've got really key players, and when those key players are gone, I don't think they have the best depth in certain spots that it makes it felt.
Right, but Zusi played.
Yes, but that
Mhm.
like
He
we were
played
just
30 minutes.
yeah, but like we just said
Did he only
though,
play for 30? Oh, okay.
Kansas City's biggest thing is their defense, and with Beasley gone, and if he leaves, that will be the biggest impact on a team.
That would be big.
He doesn't want to leave. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
He's been quoted saying
I
he
know
wants to
he's
stay
been
in
quoted.
Kansas City forever.
My whole point is, if
Very
anyone
much
leaves from the
statement.
World Cup team
Yes.
to out of
I'm
MLS,
sure he'd
that
love
will be the biggest impact.
Why are they so up and down?
No, they got a lot of key players in those games.
God!
Oh, Splenda.
You know,
Vote to kick Splenda off the show.
I refuse to do that for just the comedic value.
yeah, come on. That's what I
Why
got.
why are Kansas City so up and down? What is causing this
Well-
behavior, and when do we expect them to come back up?
Let's look at their defense for a minute, because that's where they're the weakest right now. Their midfield is still pretty strong. They still control most of the game. Their attack is still, while it's sputtered in a couple of games, overall it's been still pretty strong. Dom Dwyer is still dominating. He's still in the race for the Golden Boot. But when we look at defense, who have they been forced to start in certain positions? You look at Kevin Ellis. He's a right back.
Yeah.
Why is he playing as a center back? Eric Palmer-Brown is 16. Why is he starting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is he starting?
He shouldn't.
Well, you know why he's
No.
starting? Aurelian Collin was hurt. Matt Beasler was gone for the World Cup,
That's true.
and you can only convert so many left and right backs to center backs.
I feel like they really do fall apart when they miss some of those
They
key
need
players.
their key back four. Igor Juliao, wonderful talent, but as far as defending,
Yeah.
he's okay.
Yeah.
You're looking at a true wing back when you look at Igor Juliao.
Yeah.
You're looking at a player who likes to get forward, likes to throw crosses in, likes to take shots from distance too. I love the guy, but as a defender, if you're looking for a true defender, you don't want him.
He's like Arjedlin and Fabian Johnson.
Exactly.
There you go, yeah.
You're looking at Seth Sinovic, and you want Chance Myers on the field with him. You need Aurelian Collin. You need Matt Beasler. You need that solid four. That's your spine for your defense. You know why Jimmy Nielsen was such a great goalkeeper?
Because he was 80.
That's all that wily experience he had.
That's what it was.
Grandpa Nielsen.
Wisdom.
But it was because he had a defense that the only time he was called to action was when they had failed.
Yep.
And you
didn't fail.
rarely saw them fail. What was it last season before he retired? Was it 484 minutes or so before they took a shot on goal? RSL's the one that broke it, and it was because Aurelian Collin couldn't mark his man for more than 5 seconds.
Because Aurelian Collin when he's
But
off. It's
that is
off.
a great stat, though, right there.
Yeah,
I
that is
mean,
an amazing stat.
and when you have your spine gone,
Exactly. You
Yeah,
have
you
Just have no back.
So when do we see it?
Thank you. Like Neymar.
Too soon.
Too soon. I don't like
Oh.
Neymar.
Yeah.
Nothing's too soon.
So when do we see Sporting come back, and does Sporting make another playoffs run?
Of course they make the
Yeah.
playoffs. They haven't lost that kind of talent. Like, I mean, even without Graham Zusi, without Matt Beasler, they're still a playoff level team. Are they an MLS Cup level team? No, absolutely not.
Is Chivas going to knock them out?
No,
No,
good
different
God,
conferences.
no. Yeah, that's different
Yeah.
conferences, dog.
Yeah,
That
bro.
can happen, though.
No, not anymore.
Well, yeah,
They go-
in the tournament.
Unless it's the wild card.
Okay. You think Chivas is gonna make the only?
Oh.
As far as good, no.
All right, let's move on here and talk about World Cup just a little bit. Get over it. Get over it.
I didn't even get to answer your question.
All right, now I know.
I'm going to hide myself in embarrassment because I know what the headline is coming up.
Go.
The first
Go
World
ahead.
Cup.
Go-
I'm
What was,
done.
what was the score? What was the
So,
score of the first World
Let's
Cup
actually talk World Cup then. I'll get your answer later. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you just kept going and going and going. Germany
It's a new thing.
versus Brazil.
Brazil.
Can everyone hold up one finger
I can't.
and then you guys hold up one more? That's how many points Germany got.
Yeah.
7.
Seven
7 points.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 7 points.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's probably copyrighted somehow too.
God damn it.
7-1. And the one that Brazil got, I was really hoping they weren't going to.
You wanted the clean sheet.
I wanted the clean sheet.
That
Manuel
would've
Neuer deserved it,
He did. He deserved
especially in
it.
that the opening 10 minutes of that second half. Brazil came out
They were
trying
feeling
to.
it.
They really tried
And
to turn
Germany
it around.
wasn't.
No,
They were just like-
Germany was like, "Hey, we're already up,
Whoa, whoa,
5
whoa,
goals.
honest?
We're up by 6.
To be
Whatever.
honest, I think at their halftime they're like, "Hey guys, just rein it in. Let's save ourselves." And
A little embarrassment.
yeah, I mean,
Well-
you feel bad for Brazil.
I almost did.
Yeah.
I almost did. I saw the Brazilian fans crying, and obviously
that brought me.
that elicited
That was
elicited
funny.
a small emotional
Oh.
response for me.
That was funny.
And then I remembered what happened to us in the Confederations Cup final in 2009.
Well,
Lost
yeah.
the
Thanks.
Federations Cup in 2009.
We lost to Brazil when we outplayed them for the first portion of the
Yeah.
game.
Was it 7-1?
No.
No, it
No,
wasn't
it was
that
3-2.
bad. Yeah, it wasn't,
wow.
really wasn't that bad.
No,
But,
we almost.
Once they crushed my dreams in 2009, and now Germany crushed theirs, it feels like revenge, even though we didn't get to exact it.
Well, I think seeing that thing is they would have gone in the half and been 5-0 good. That's good. It's
6,
like when
by
you-
the way. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
6 and a half.
No, it was,
Yeah,
it was
uh,
6 in the
they
second
get
half.
two.
It was
Yeah.
5-0 at half, and they got a
5
6.
I thought they only got
Yeah.
1.
It was like the
60th minute.
70th minute when they scored.
It's like when you're playing that,
Yeah.
the old
you would
guys
remember
with
that. My mom
wheelchairs
that
and you're
out.
destroying them, and you're like, this isn't even fun soccer anymore.
Oh, I thought
Oh, I
it was
had
great.
so much fun. I was
I
watching
disagree
it.
completely.
I was watching it at the pub, and for the 6 minutes where they scored 4 goals, we were losing it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And we were talking about, well, again at the pub, 3 goals either way. At halftime, we were like, 3 more goals either side. Brazil can't win this game. It's
No.
so unlikely. So unlikely. But 3 goals either way. And actually, a lot of us thought that Brazil could pull out 2 or 3 goals. And they end the game with 1.
Well, and they kind of should have. If you look at the way they opened that second half, we'll just go back to that again. For 10 minutes, they put Neuer through a gauntlet of
Yep.
shots.
It looked like Monday's practice. Just shots on shots on shots.
That was hard.
was having a loving time. Just
I got
shots,
hurt
shots,
Monday.
shots, shots,
Thank
shots,
you.
shots.
I'm okay
Sorry
with
to
that.
rub it in.
I kind of felt like Brazil was going to get 1 or 2 there.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have easily had 3.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this then: what happened to Brazil? Why? Why did that happen?
No Thiago.
Neymar didn't get rolled out.
No Thiago Silva.
Just
Anchor
pure,
So-
back line.
pure karma.
Karma, Thiago Silva.
Number of
that-
things.
Justice for Colombia.
Oh.
I wanted James Rodriguez. I wanted him in the semifinals so badly.
Oh,
So did that bug.
Yeah, that
Little
bug.
bug that landed on him after he
That bug
scored.
landed on him just to give him a pat on the back. Nice
I
job,
didn't
buddy.
see that.
Dude.
Looked like a
This
giant
is
mantis, like the
huge.
size of my fist.
Huge
Someone find me a video.
It's all over the place, man.
Well, regardless, Brazil's out. I don't know how many people died, but hopefully not too many.
I haven't heard any reports on any.
I haven't either, and actually, that's
I
great
was
to
waiting
hear.
for the ride.
I'm proud of you, Brazilians.
No,
for
I actually
not freaking out,
I actually really seriously. Thank you for not
ruining the World
ruining the World Cup and continuing with a stereotype that we've actually brought up multiple times, like the referee that was decapitated. Where did that
Killed,
happen?
then decapitated.
Killed, then
Oh.
decapitated.
Or the goalkeeper that got
Cap
decapitated.
was decapitated.
What's wrong with you today?
Dude, I don't know. I'm working 5-day work weeks. It's ruining me.
Oh, that's so hard.
It's ruining
that's not
me.
what the rest of us do or
Ruining
anything.
me. I used to
So
work
I'm getting a message in from a German fan here. Brazil played for Neymar and Germany played for the World Cup. Kind of different mentalities there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robert. I like that kind of thought there, coming from a German fan. So
Yeah.
take that with a grain of salt.
You know, they actually.
But I like how.
They talked about the psychiatrist who actually worked with Brazil, and before the game, like he actually was quoted saying, "He's like their heads are not in it.
Yeah.
Just because of these two guys being out, they already feel like they're going to lose, and you saw that in their body language.
At least in the first half and most.
Well,
of the second.
and look at the Brazilian style, okay, versus the German style. We've touched on the German style as far as how it, German engineering, perfect gears moving together in
the
unison.
machine.
Then you look at
interchangeable.
the Brazilian style. It's tiki taka. It's a lot of flair. There's a lot of emotion in the way they play that game.
Yeah.
When their emotions aren't stable,
Yeah.
you can't play that style properly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was German precision versus weepy emo kids who couldn't control their emotions.
I completely agree. It was cold, calculated precision versus emotion. And,
Yeah.
and if you try and do anything with any amount of emotion in it, then you will have these exaggerated highs and the exaggerated lows.
Yep.
Your highs will be super, super up there, and your lows will just be so low that you can't climb out of it.
And that's what we saw.
5-0 down at half is so low you can't climb out.
I don't know.
That's
I'm
like
excited to see
crushing.
Germany lift that World Cup trophy. And
You've got Germany?
oh, of course.
I do too.
Me too.
Argentina.
Okay.
Are you really going?
Let's talk about
I
Argentina.
did it early.
Lower
I
Let's
went way
let's
early.
talk about
No,
Argentina a little bit. Argentina wins in PKs after 2 amazing saves from their keeper. Holy crap! I
Way to
felt
go.
bad for the Netherlands. I actually wanted the Netherlands to win that game.
Would have been interesting.
I would have loved to see a Netherlands-Germany final,
That would've
but
been
An all-European
it-
final in a South American.
First time that would have been the first.
Or-
So if Germany wins, it'll be the first time a European team has won the World Cup in a South American country.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
I mean, all Germany has to do though is contain he who shall not be named.
Robin
Messi?
Van Persie
Yes.
or Arjen Robben? Which one?
Netherlands are
That's
playing the
Netherlands.
wrong team.
Well, that's I was wondering about.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Damn it, Linda.
Anyway, that was a boring game. I'm sorry.
It was.
That was so boring. Extra time was boring, and the PKs were fun because that's always fun. Because penalty kicks are never not enjoyable to watch.
Seriously.
They're never not.
Until your team loses.
Well, no, you have when your team loses, you have that despair, but the PK
Portion of
shootout
it. Yeah.
never not exciting.
Well,
Always a thrill,
and
especially with 2 teams like that.
one of the announcers said this and pretty much quoted what everyone just said. There was no drama in the first game, pretty much meaning it was boring.
Mm-hmm.
Boring. One good thing about PKs, and the biggest only good thing about PKs, is it always has drama.
Yep.
Super dramatic.
Oh, yeah.
My family, my mom specifically, never watched soccer really, except for when I was playing when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
During the 2010 World Cup, I had the Ghana and Uruguay penalties on my TV.
Mm-hmm.
She walked in, took a look at it, sat down, and within 5 seconds she was screaming and oohing and eyeing for every goal.
Wow.
And now she watched the most of the 2014 World Cup and all of the U.S. games.
Impressive.
Penalties made
Brandon's
soccer
mom.
popular.
Way to go, Mama.
Speaking of penalties, let's actually talk about what we talked about the other day. Do you guys remember in the late 90s how MLS dealt with draws? Penalty kicks. So if I can remind you, from 1996 to 1999, ending in 2000 was the first season they stopped doing this and allowed draws. The MLS did not allow draws and had penalty shootouts very much like the NHL. About 3/4 back in between the 16
The
and
old
the middle.
NASL style.
The old NASL.
Yes.
You had 5 seconds. You have the ball, one-on-one with the keeper, and you had 5
Once you
seconds.
touched it, the keeper could move too. Meet you.
Yep.
It was a true chess match, and honestly, that's how all penalties should be.
Beautiful.
All penalty shootouts should be like that.
I watched a video
All
on
of
this the other day.
FIFA needs to fix this.
Someone Someone posted a video
I totally
on this on
forgot about
Facebook the
that.
other day, and I watched it, and I had forgotten about it, and it was San Jose before they were the Earthquakes, whatever they were.
The Clash.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yes,
San Jose
yeah.
Clash.
San Jose Clash
DC.
versus DC United, and it
Oh
was
my gosh.
glorious. Winning,
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert, from 1998. Beautiful, though. I don't want to go too far into that. I just wanted to bring that up because we were talking.
Just
kids.
one more thing on
Yeah,
it.
please.
If you want to see the best NASL style shootout, look at the 75, I think, NASL Cup final. It's on YouTube. It's available. It's easy to find.
But how can I tell the
Get with
difference
the
between
Cosmos versus the Rowdies in the final.
How can I tell the difference between the red squares and the burgundy squares?
Well, they would be green and white. So,
You ruined the joke.
but
They
the
had bad
Cosmos-
cameras.
Yes,
Yep.
that is the joke. But you watch it, and I'm going to spoil it for you ahead of time. I'm sorry.
Does someone do a bicycle to themselves?
No,
That
that
would
would
be
have been
good.
great.
39
But
years
no.
later.
So the Cosmos miss out on winning a championship. On the last penalty kick, he scores it. But
But
at
time
5
is 5.
seconds and 5/10 of a second.
Yep.
Misses
Wow.
it by that much. You want drama? You want drama in penalty kicks? That is how you get
Well,
it.
see-
That is how you
No,
get
no,
that
no.
consistent.
No, that's
That's
it.
enough.
That's enough.
You can talk off the
We
air.
could talk all day about that because, again, if you haven't seen it, go YouTube it. Beautiful how that goes. We could talk about that all day, and we are at the end of the
You
show.
just said Cosmos was apparently doing a bicycle for himself. Because that could have actually happened.
We are at the end of the show here. Thank you for joining us. Just so you guys know, the Who Sucks Less
Yep.
game is on Saturday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time,
Talk
4
about a
p.m.
misleading title.
The Who Sucks Less game?
Yeah, that was like the last place game in what group stage match? That
No,
you
England?
can't use that again. You can't use that.
Actually,
Spain
you
and
can
Australia.
because the
Okay.
Netherlands coach already said he's like, I'm probably not even.
No,
gonna
let's
try
call
Van
this.
Gaal.
Let's
What?
Yeah, Van Gaal's
I
already
didn't
said
hear
he's like,
that.
I actually don't want to go to the game. Like, I actually want to go. Like, I don't even care
Wow.
about showing up.
Wants to go see his family.
Go Brazil!
He wants to go back to Manchester.
You know what? That's why there aren't
United, where
riots.
he's-
That's why there aren't riots, because Brazil has one more game.
It's true.
If they lose against the Netherlands, people will die.
But here's the thing, though.
Anyway,
That's insulting that Van Gaal says that.
Yeah.
Because if the United States made it to a semifinal and we were in the third place game, we'd be ecstatic. We would be so excited.
That's enough.
let's
Out
wrap
of
it up.
you. Again, we're at the end of the show. The
Fantasy
World
Day.
Cup final is on Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 3 p.m. Eastern. If you are in Salt Lake, join us at the Republican. We will be there probably both games. At least I will.
Yeah.
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 Come
I'll
have
be
a
there
strongbow and enjoy. Again, thank you for joining us. As always, you can join us on Twitter at passively_off. Join us on Facebook at facebook.com/passively_offside, if I can talk. And Blogspot at passively_offside.blogspot.com. Again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. For the Passively Offside team, I'm Ricky Martin. Keep living La Vida Loca. Good show.
I thought it had some good passion in it.
Good.
Or just back and forth.
Let me know when that's done.
I just get really excited.
Yeah. If I say it's the end of the
5
show,
seconds.
shut the fuck
5
up.
seconds.
Well,
It was
2,
an important point.
1. Done.
I
Gonna
would
go off
love
on
to